pew, 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 pew. We interrupt your broadcast to bring you After 8 Hours, featuring illustrious host JackJack1620.
Sup?
That's right, the JackJack. If you know JackJack, you think JackJack. You are JackJack. That is JackJack. Your other host,
Yes, it's true. Yeah.
the other
Can confirm.
man-child extraordinaire, JayTI7N, JayTI7N. He's cool.
Yeah,
Sometimes
he's all right.
he gets it done sometimes. And we actually have a guest today. SumimasenJoji.
Hello.
Joji-san. Our good buddy George has decided to grace us with his presence.
Thank you so much for coming. We
If
appreciate
you guys
Yeah.
could see the table, it's two beauties and then a beast. So we're going places.
up.
It's a wonderful time.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah. So George, was it long time listener, first time caller or whatever?
Yeah, pretty much. Aw. What was it? Yai, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yesterday I asked you, I think.
Yeah. Something. I don't know. I don't listen to the radio.
Exactly.
Oh gosh.
So anyway, yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on. Pokemon Go for sure. Recently, I'm going to ask you this question again. 8. When I say 8, what do you think of?
Now I'm thinking just Pokemon in general. Probably Bulbasaur. I just
Bulbasaur?
like Bulbasaur.
Who's the 8th Pokemon?
8th Pokemon.
It's War Turtle.
Yeah. Is it?
Well, think about it. Yeah, starters. It's 1, 2, 3 is Bulbasaur through Venusaur. 4, 5, 6 it goes Fire, so it's Charmander through Charizard.
Okay.
And then Squirtle 7.
I
War
actually
Turtle
just
8.
got a shiny Wartortle in Pokemon Sleep,
There we go.
which is awesome.
It's all 8s, baby.
I didn't know you could get shinies there.
You can get a
You
fuck
can get
ton of shiny.
Pokemon Sleep is the move.
Yeah.
Do you have to play with the ball?
You do, or the little puck.
Yeah, sorry, that's
call
what I
it.
meant. Like
Oh.
the Go
Yeah.
Plus.
Yeah, it's actually really nice. Like,
Go
I've been trying to
Plus.
use that more to catch Pokemon just on the side. It's not as effective as it used to be. I think that's just because Niantic's an asshole. And they changed like its catchability, which
They said,
just
"Fuck you."
blows.
Oh man.
But you do need that for Pokemon Sleep. I think Pokemon Sleep's the only Pokemon game I haven't actually put money into.
But you don't need
I'm
to.
trying to be better about my spending.
Be better.
I'm trying.
Well, the king of frugal over here can't imagine.
Oh,
That's not. I don't mean
I'm
that.
just gonna call him out
in
like
bad
that.
way.
Damn, he's
No,
just
good.
like,
It's
He's
true.
good.
It's true.
I learned so much from
You heard-
George
you
and
heard it here
his
first.
brothers specifically.
oh,
But yeah, no. So Pokemon Sleep, you can get shinies in, and they recently released the Legendary Beasts dogs.
yeah. So I think Suicune's gonna be the next boy to come out.
Yes.
We just had what's that pelican? It's like
Pelipper,
no. It's like
Cramorant,
Yes.
the one that eats Pikachu's.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I think he actually had like Pikachu's mouth for one of his sleep phases.
Nice.
Because you find them in like different sleep phases based on how you sleep. There's like
As should all Pikachu's
There's, like,
be in
yeah.
a bird's mouth.
drowsy. There's like drowsy level sleep. There's slumbering, and then there's like deep.
Snorlax.
And
baby.
normally like mine's in deep because it can't be near me. If it's on my pillow, I'm just like fucking moving too much, regardless. But like you'll get like different forms of them as you play, and now you can have friends in there. So I have like 50 friends.
You're just sleeping with 50 50
Yeah,
50
that, it's just awesome. We all just sleep together and play.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and
I didn't know
you
you
get
could do that.
candies from it, and yeah,
Yeah.
it's dope.
You're the only person in the room, I think, that's played Pokemon Sleep, so I'm learning from you. I just know that there's certain things in it. It's really interesting
Yeah,
how they gamified sleep.
and the fact like it does interact with Pokemon Go.
Yes.
Like, you can
Oh, it
get
does?
They had it like where you can get a Snorlax with in PJs.
Yeah.
He has like little sleepy cap and
Pajama
everything.
Snorlax, it's cute.
Nice.
And you can get a shiny one.
I have yet to see anyone with it, but that's the myth.
It's very rare.
Yeah, so Pokemon Sleep is dope.
Yeah.
We just had that event, but jumping back to Pokemon Go itself.
I was saying 8s because
Yeah,
it is
why
the
8s? Oh, it's an
8-year anniversary of Pokemon Go.
Oh
Can
my
you believe it?
God.
Pokemon Go first came out 8 years ago.
That's insane.
2016.
Damn.
Right,
It's been
right
a
at the
good time.
tail end of June, going into July.
Yeah. I still think that was the closest we ever came to world peace.
Yes, and then everything's been downhill ever
Yeah.
since. It's
Down
when
the fuck hill.
Pokemon Go released, we were the closest to world peace, and then Harambe died, and then
There you go.
the world is
Yeah.
It
just
was-
crashing.
Yes.
That was the catalyst.
It really was.
Absolutely.
I agree. It's part of the mythos.
This world's canon event, yeah.
shit.
But yeah, anyway, so that's why I was bringing up the 8s. I think Tentacles. Octopus. Octopi.
Yeah, I got that. Thank you for clarifying.
Octopi.
No, because there's actually an event that's going on. I think it just started today.
Yeah, I think so.
So there's a lot of party hat Pokemon that are out. So if you're wondering like why Pikachu and all of them have party hats, even Grimer I think is a new release. He has a party hat, and I think he can be shiny.
Yep.
So it's going to be the one a lot of people are going to go and hunt for.
And they can evolve. Which is nice, because in the past, some of the party hats or different costume Pokemon can't evolve.
So I think the party hats we've had in the past, like right now, Pikachu has more of a cake, or like a layered cake hat.
Caked
which
up.
is cute. Then you have Eevees, I think you have, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, Charmander, and then who else? Wurmple is, I don't know if he's out in the wild or he's just a reward. Randomly they had, I don't think it was so random, but Nidorino, I think had a hat. Wobbuffet had a hat. And Raticate.
They had Gengar?
Was there?
No, I'm just trying to remember, because like Nidorino made sense.
Like the little battling thing from the Game Boy?
Yeah, the opening scene of the original games had Nidorino versus Gainsgar.
It's been a hot minute, but yeah, those are at least the ones I've seen as of now.
Yeah.
And then, like, this week, basically, because it's the end of June, we're going to July. July is just going to be a fuck ton of things. It's kind of scary. Like,
As
I think
it usually is.
this weekend is actually, there's a code for, there's a Rayquaza Elite Raid thing. So, do you know what Elite Raids are?
No.
By chance. Okay, so Elite Raids are like these special raids. The eggs are like this vibrant red color. And they have set drop times, and they only last for like 30 minutes, 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah, not very long, and they are all in person only.
Yeah, like you can't invite people to them, and that's a kind of sucky feature of them. And Mega Rayquaza is one, unless you did, was it Go Tour?
Go Tour, Hoenn, yeah.
That's where you got a lot of access to them, and to get Mega Rayquaza, you have to have a meteorite or an asteroid?
It is... gosh, I forgot what it was called.
I think it's a meteorite.
Yeah, I think it's meteorite.
So basically, like, you get this purple stone, but you were only able to get it from the research during the tour. Now, there's a special code, and thanks to Richie, he sent it my way. So if you are able to go and redeem your code, there's a specific Niantic code redeeming site. If you type in 7QJ 6P2NX2U7KX, we'll try to put it up online somewhere. I'm sure someone's going to have it. But you could put that code in and it unlocks a special research to get another meteorite. The meteorites are rare because that you can only give it to one Rayquaza, which kind of sucks. You got to choose like your best boy or girl. I think actually Rayquaza doesn't even have a gender. Which makes sense because
it transcends.
Yeah, it transcends gender.
It is warm.
But you're only limited to like one. So now you have an opportunity to get two, which is dope. Or three, because you can trade them if they've mega evolved and they keep it.
The Rayquazas, yeah.
Yeah, I actually tried that and it worked, so I was like, hell yeah.
Nice.
Because you know me with my legion of accounts, so I made sure to get like extras.
We are legion.
But yeah, so that's a kind of a cool feature. So like, I forgot the actual website. I think if you Google search like it's Niantic code.
Yeah, it's like one of the first things you can find.
Yeah.
It's store.Pokemon Go Live. Every time I see Pokemon Go Live, I think Pokemon Gollive. Pokemon G Olive.
Because that's not really live. There's not anything happening.
But it'll ask you
like
ask you to log in, and then you can redeem your code there.
Yeah.
There's some you can find it like the first thing you'll see if you Google Niantic meteorite code, will probably be like a Reddit link that'll take you straight to it. So really good resource. So thanks for sharing that.
Oh yeah.
So
Thank you, Richie.
You can get your Mega Rayquazas in because it's one of the coolest Pokemon.
Yeah, and the research is time. So I think it ends in a day. So by the time this podcast comes out, it might be over. Or if I can get it up tonight, then you have like less than 24 hours to get it done.
Less than 24
because the Elite Raids are tomorrow. I think they're like at they're really odd times. It's like 11,
always so weird.
1, 2, and 5. And I don't know how Niantic determines this. Sometimes I just think they just have a pair of dice and just roll that shit.
It's between...
And just hope for the fucking best.
Yeah, between 12 and 7 p.m. they'll be popping up.
Yeah, and they're just random, like, and you'll know because they'll give you like an advanced countdown clock. I just wish they tell you the time it starts instead of like countdown from 16 hours down. Like,
Yeah, you
people
think I'm
have to
good at
do
fucking
math
here, bro. Come on.
fuck that. Not when I'm outside of work.
Hell no. Not even when I'm inside.
True. So yeah, so that's one thing coming out. So there's gonna be that happening, but with July, there's just gonna be a mad fucking flurry of raids happening. So a lot of the Ultra Beasts are gonna be coming back.
Ultra Beasts.
So those are the beasts from. Did you ever play Sun and Moon?
So he.
Like, where did you stop playing Pokemon? The
Gen-
Game Boy games.
Gen 1.
I stopped on Moon. I didn't beat that one though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
that was in Hawaii, right? Or
Yeah, it was
Hawaii.
based on
Yeah.
Hawaii.
Alola Hawaii.
Yeah. Well, you still played one of the doper ones, so good job. But yeah, so the Ultra Beasts are like these creatures that are part of that game series. They're supposed to be from like other dimensions of sorts. But like most of them can be shiny now, which is dope. I think the only ones that aren't like Stack Attacka, which is basically just giant moving house, and Bucephalon, which is a clown.
The
like,
Bucephalon is sick.
it's really creepy looking, so it's like very fitting that it's a clown.
Yeah, those are the only two that can't be shiny, but the rest can. And then there's also like timed research for them.
Yeah, so that's cool. So there's gonna be a lot of that happening. So if you haven't gotten them yet in your game, basically July is gonna be the opportunity.
If you want to see them.
Yeah. So one is like a jellyfish. One is a giant. We call them
Guzzlord. Yeah.
Guzz.
Do you know what type Guzzlord is?
No.
Take a guess.
Just, if you saw that Pokemon
If you
out
saw
in the wild,
in the streets,
it's screaming at you. It's
and it does scream. It does
literally just
screams constantly.
Really?
yeah.
Yeah.
What type is it?
Man, I think poison.
Hmm.
And what else?
Ghost.
Hmm.
Okay.
I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's pretty sure it's like
Run them through the struggle. Show them what it is.
Show 'em what it is.
Yeah,
Oh,
I thought.
Let me pull it up.
Yeah, because now I'm concerned because I'm like, what is it?
I'll give you one type. It's dragon.
Oh.
It is a dark dragon type.
He's a
Dark
dark dragon boy.
okay.
That's a dragon, buddy.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah, see, this is one of the ones I traded to myself. And do you like his name? Like Glizzy Goblin.
The Glizzy Goblin, the Glizzy Gladiator, a Glizzard Wizard, if you will.
Wow.
I'm a big fan. I like Glizzies.
I do too. But yeah, so there's a lot of them, and it's cool because basically you have this opportunity to get them back. I think the only shiny one I didn't get was Kartana, which is like a little origami samurai.
It's super cool.
He's like stealing grass.
So it's 4 times weak to fire, but whatever.
Yeah, it's whatever. He's adorable. He does work.
Here, I'll show you. These are the 9.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then it's funny because you see the one Pheromosa, the one in the upper right.
Fucking
Yeah.
cockroach.
They actually found a cockroach that resembles that,
Yeah.
like
Really?
after the fact.
Yeah.
What?
Yes. So they're like, did Pokemon predict? Did they pull a Simpsons and find something before it was known?
Out of those 9, which one do you like? Just on looks alone.
On looks?
Yeah.
Probably the jellyfish.
Oh,
Dialego, alright.
that's a good one.
Or Buzzwole.
See,
Buzzwole's
Buzzwole,
sick, dude.
I always associate it with Chris because even in shiny form, it looks like Bane because it's like juice.
Yeah.
And it has like green vein thing,
It's
so it
pretty
looks
awesome.
like Bane. But it's super sweet. But yeah, there's gonna be a lot of raids happening. And then the other thing, have you ever played in a GoFest at all?
No.
So GoFest is gonna be something major happening. It's actually gonna be happening in New York on 4th of July weekend, which is fucking insane. Because
Yeah, think
4th of
about
July is already insane.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna bring a bunch of nerdy Pokemon players to New York to try to play.
It is in the same park that it was last year.
Yes. So it's kind of interesting because it's not, they don't play it at like Central Park, which I would think would be the main hotspot, but it makes sense because New York City, Central Park is gigantic. It's basically a forest within the city.
Yeah.
So
It's
they have
insane.
like a separate island that they play at, and there's only like one ferry I think that goes there. So anyone that has to go, that is planning to go to New York, I would strongly advise you to make sure you schedule that ferry ride in advance and just get there really early. From what I hear, it's kind of one way in, one way out, which
One
is
way.
really concerning for me. Some folks, like I was talking to the Moors, and they were telling me how there's other routes to get there, but it doesn't give you direct access into the park.
Right.
So just follow the main route. Don't try to do a roundabout way because it seems like it'd be more hassle than it's worth.
Mm-hmm.
And again, come prepared. Obviously, you're gonna have your battery packs and all that. So with those things, like, because we've traveled like twice.
So we went to
For
GoFest
stuff.
Chicago in 2020,
Dang.
and then it's been a minute, and then we went to Vegas for
The tour.
Go Tour. Oh, and
Yeah.
which was awesome. So traveling to these events is actually a blast. So yeah, this one starts, like you said, that's at 4th of July weekend, which is insane. So it starts on Friday the 5th in the city, and then all the ticketed stuff typically happens on Saturdays and Sundays.
And well, they have in-city experience, so you can
Yeah.
like catch stuff, like, and not have to be inside the main park. Like you could just catch it in the city.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's nice, from what I heard from the Moors, because they're actually a really dedicated duo.
They go a lot.
They go
to
a lot,
of places.
surprisingly.
Yeah.
And from what they've told us, and I kind of take them for gospel because they go more frequently than we do, is like part of the city experience, you might need that in order to finish some of the missions that they have, because they're a little bit more in depth. That's my only real gripe with GoFest, is like some of the missions take you out of catching because you want to complete it because there's certain Pokemon linked to it. And it's also just nice to get the little medals like, you're done!
Yeah.
You did
But
it.
it's just a pain in the ass because like one of them I think that was annoying to me, which we did several years back, was you had to fight like specific trainers, but they weren't always spawning. They weren't at always the same stop, so you'd have to. We kept like basically jumping to opposite ends of like parks,
Yeah.
trying to find them, and they'd be at like the last fucking Poke stop, and you wouldn't know, like they wouldn't just be hanging out like, hey, I'm here.
Yeah, and it's not
You had
like
to
it's
like
on your
be within
radar.
5 feet of
Oh
them,
man.
So
and then they appear like it's a problem of Pokemon.
Yeah. It was basically like the gym challenge or something from that year. So you're supposed to go through all these, like you said, 8 trainers, but they wouldn't spawn next to each other. They spawned on random stops, and it was just kind of a nightmare because you had to go in order. You couldn't just stumble across one and beat it before the other one. It's like you beat one, then you go find the other person, and then, but it won't tell you where they are. You have to, explore.
And then some of the
'cause it's
missions,
Pokemon Go, but like
some of the missions were also biome based, so they're like defeat 5 waters, plus defeat that person, but the biome might change by the time you get that person.
Yeah.
So then you have to wait 2 hours before you could get them again, and it was just good intention, bad execution.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping with this one, it doesn't sound like it's been too much of a problem.
They haven't really had that much issue.
And even like when we did the tour, like Reddit and people on Reddit and other countries who were playing or who have played in advance doing other Go tours usually drop like the mysteries. So like, hey, here's the answer to this, or here's what you need to do. And it's nice. I like getting those helps because when I'm trying to play and catch Pokemon, I'm like, I'm not trying to think. I'm just hunting Pokemon. So some of those were nice for like certain mysteries. This one I don't think has a lot of like, you have to decode X, Y, Z. But if there's missions and you know them in advance, it kind of helps you strategize.
Yeah.
So like some of the stuff I always advocate for people to do is make sure they have like their inventory. So like how much backspace do you have? Because I know like you're more of a like passive player, which nothing's wrong with that.
Filthy
Casual. Well, he's not even
Very
a filthy
good.
casual.
Yeah, you're not even casual level, bro.
Yeah, like what's your inventory?
1,200.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So like technically your inventory can be like 6,000.
I think even more than that. It's pretty big.
Yeah. And that's like when I spend money on this game, it's usually to get backspace or raid passes.
Yeah.
It's usually like my, and then third would be incubators if I feel it's worthy. A lot of times the eggs aren't worth it. Usually GoFest it is worth it more because there could be rarer Pokemon you can get that hatch from the eggies. So like when we did the tour, there was like regional shinies you can get. So like Justin fucking got shiny Relicanth, which I'm still just like, damn you.
I love
Nice.
Relicanth.
Someone like I think Richie was the only one I know that got shiny Pachirisu, which is like pink and white.
That's awesome.
Super cute.
I got one of those.
I didn't get one of those, but I got the Tropiuses, so I was pretty happy because you know me and dinosaurs. We go back.
Tropius is amazing.
And so the hope is like with GoFest is like the eggs are worth it, but like there's an opportunity because our GoFest isn't, the global GoFest isn't until I think like July 13th and 14th, something like that.
Yeah, it's like 2 weeks after.
2 weeks after New York's. which is great because then we pretty much get stuff. But like New York, there was Madrid, and there was Sendai. They each have kind of unique features at their stuff. I kind of got to see Madrid's through.
Oh, no,
I'll
you're
say,
right.
like,
Sorry,
extra-
it is the 13th. It's literally the weekend.
It is,
after.
okay. So I got to see those through extracurricular means. And it was cool. There was a lot of spawning that was happening, but a lot of the loading seemed to have an issue from what I saw. But like they got to get like specific Orikoros, so they got to get the red Orikoros. So when they're shiny, they're black and red.
They're really cool.
So it's a really clean one. And then they also got to get the kind of hula dancer Pachirisus. So they're like, instead of like vibrant pink, they're like an off pink and like little subtle hints of like darker pink. Oh. So it was really cool. And they also had a little bit more. I think you can get like the what was it? The Japanese haircuts for the furfros.
Oh yeah,
in Spain.
The kabuki ones.
Yeah. So that was cool. So like when we're in Japan, I just got them because we were there.
Yeah,
so I was like,
real.
haircuts. But like they were able to evolve them or trim them, and they could get that cut option, which is rare.
And so the Furfro haircuts are some of the most sought after Pokemon. Like if you put it in your Pokemon Home, for instance, the global trade network.
I got so many fucking shiny.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
People want those haircut dogs so bad.
You should have seen Valentine's Day when the Hearts first came out.
The Heart Furfro? Yeah.
I think I got like 60 new shinies I never had.
Wow.
Because I had stocked up, because I was mentally like, Justin knows, I was preparing for like weeks.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to get these Furfros. It happened during work, so I remember I like left work early to start getting all the haircuts done and trading them to my main, and then trading them because with Pokemon Go, it does interact with Pokemon Home. And if you just send a basic Pokemon, you could send like 20 of them. And then you could pay extra coin, because stupidly, I don't know how they determine their dynamics, but with Pokemon Go, you could send basic Pokemon at least 20 a time, but it takes like a day to refresh, or you pay coin. I paid coin because I knew time was of the fucking essence. So I was just like, coin, sent 60 of them out. I think that's where I got a lot of new ones. And obviously, like with Pokemon Go, it's just it's not a matter of if, it's when those shinies come up, but I'm an impatient bitch. So I was just like, get all these shinies, and a lot of folks in Pokemon Home had rare Pokemon sitting in those kind of like, what would you call it? The mystery trades, or the trade box, the global trade thing.
Yeah, it's like the
global trade systems.
Yeah, GTS.
GTS, and they would say like, for example, shiny Lugia waiting for a heart-shaped Furfro, and they would just sit there. And so people in Japan who were asleep couldn't jump on the system quick enough because they're knocked out.
Right.
And so as soon as you put them in the system, you could see everyone who's requesting those Furfros and just trade them automatic.
Nice.
And that's what I did. For all those nations that were asleep, I took all those shinies I could get.
For real, though.
And it was magical, because then eventually the market got saturated with them. Now you can have a heart Furfro and you might get like a basic Pokemon. But back then it was like
that was
super rare.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, yeah, even some of the other haircut Furfros, like the Egyptian one or the Japanese one, like those are still sought after, and you might get an occasional rare, an occasional shiny, and it's just nice because I have a whole. Have I ever shown you my home?
No, I don't think
Pokemon Home.
No.
Yeah, so mine, I take really big pride in it because I've been building it up since like
years,
2010.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Well, because like Justin remembers, I tell the story all the time of like my Cosmog.
Yeah, in Sun and Moon, like when we were all playing that, he was like sitting there like mad breeding.
Like, so for some reason Japan didn't have Happiny. I don't know what the fuck was happening there, but like, they didn't know how to get Happiny for some reason, or like all the players were just confused. So I would offer Happinies for trade for Cosmogs, and then Cosmogs I got like all the legendary Pokemon.
Nice.
Like shiny forms.
Well, they also love Happiny over there.
They were losing their mind.
Cute.
And I didn't know that, but I took full advantage of it.
Side note, do you know what Chansey's name is in Japan?
No.
In Japanese, it's Lucky.
That's
Lucky.
adorable.
It's really cute.
Yeah.
Raki. I was also schooling George earlier this morning. Do you know what Magmar's Japanese name is?
Is it just fire duck?
No, it's Boober.
Makes sense.
Look at his forehead. Yeah.
Literally
Literally
just a rack.
Boober.
Dude.
Yeah, like you're probably still in Kanto.
I am. I didn't know Beach was green.
Yeah. And you could search it, you could sort it to just show shinies also, which is really cool. But yeah, so like home is nice, and that's why like I like GoFest a lot, because it's a really good opportunity to bank shinies. Now everyone has a different chance of getting different numbers of shinies. Like when we went to Chicago, there are people complaining like, man, I only got like 24 or 35. Like
And
that sucks.
I'm sitting on 4.
Yeah, like, it was rough, but again, those were in the beginning days. I think when we went to the tours have been pretty nice.
Tours were solid.
And like in the past, they also had makeup days for some of the GoFests if they would have like bad weather days.
Bad weather. And
We actually
like,
got that
connection
for the
issues.
Chicago one.
Yeah.
We got to come back and like wherever you are, you can play.
That was kinda, it felt like the first time they did like the global style.
It was.
you know?
It was like their trial run, and I'm glad it worked because then now we have the global version.
That was baller. Like
Yes.
when we were able to do the makeup, we're like,
Dude.
this is sick. And this is again, it's
People-
2019, so it's
Yeah.
before COVID happened.
Yeah. So there was still peace in the world. But yeah, like we did that. It was awesome. Like we got so much cool shit in Aurora. And now with the global one, so like for the folks in New York or preparing for New York, obviously have your bags ready, clear all your space. I think that's what sucks about having this anniversary event right fucking now.
Yeah.
It's because people are trying to probably find the shiny hats if they
Mhm.
care. A lot of people don't care
Well-
about the hats because they've been on repeat so much. But with like, I like to get them because I like to get Lucky Boys.
Yeah.
Just because they have the prettier background. And I'm just a sucker for shiny things regardless.
For real though.
So it sucks that it came out right now, but my hope is like I can meet up with the folks who want to do those trades this weekend,
Yeah.
get those trades done, and then just be like, all right.
Yeah. It's just I think the weird thing is like
That's awesome.
because they decided to do all the GoFest so early this year.
Yeah.
Like the fact that Global GoFest this year is July 13th, which is wild because last year was like in the beginning of August, and maybe that's like to curb like being out there in the sweltering August heat because like it's still hot in July, but August is literally hell. Like, but yeah, so that's it. Just to your point earlier, it does feel like we're just getting kind of fucking lambasted with events, which. It's kind of nice because if you are maybe a more casual player, you don't have to participate in absolutely everything all the time.
That's true.
But I would say GoFest is definitely worth playing. It's a blast. And if you're going to New York, New York's a fun city, regardless.
Yeah.
Like, you can do a ton there. Again, I think
Eat
last
all
time...
the food you can.
Some of the greatest food
Yes.
in the world is in New York. But, and like last time we talked about, if you have the opportunity, get out of the city... Go like northern New York or anything like that.
Go
like,
see all the trees.
Really take that opportunity to go see or travel. It's really fun. But
and hopefully you don't encounter the Joro spiders if they have me.
Oh my gosh!
I hope they
can't
haven't.
believe that shit. Do you know about those?
Yeah.
Because
I've
we
heard
were talking about that
Yeah.
last time.
You want to inform the people?
So apparently somehow maybe like through
Somehow
It's-
Palpatine
it's-
returned.
exactly.
It's through the process of ballooning.
Yeah. So apparently Joro spiders they're from Japan, and there are
They're terrifying.
they're the spiders actually
Based on...
they inspired Spinnerack.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Gross.
apparently somehow they came over here through like maybe like a boat or something, or someone
Oh.
brought them.
No, so the process of ballooning is they literally make,
They make
webs.
Oh, that was
And
like
it,
the
like,
actual
takes
thing.
them up.
They
Yeah.
fly with
so,
their ass.
so they can
Yeah.
fly apparently.
It's through like electromagnetism and like the currents.
Yeah.
Like take them away.
So now we
They
have
were spirited away to America.
now we have them in the east, and they're popping up there.
In the
Apparently.
east of the U.S.
Yeah, of the U.S. Yes, right.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're
So-
already in Japan, which is
So
pretty
it's,
east.
it's that is hitting New York, and then did you hear about the fun meat tick in Texas? The Lone
No.
Star tick.
Oh,
Apparently,
yeah.
it's
Is
not a new thing.
Is
but
it big as shit? Because
no,
everything's bigger in Texas?
no. Thank God it's not. But the new thing I was hearing about it is because I guess of the weather patterns, like they're increasing in number, and if they bite you, they can make you allergic to meat.
Red meat, I think.
For like for like a while to forever. So be aware of that.
Yeah.
So just with the changing weather and ecosystems, just know bugs and stuff are changing as well.
For those of you that don't know, bugs in Japan are fucking huge.
They are.
Okay? Like, there's a reason why Pokemon exists, because Kensuigi Mori was like, hey, I loved catching bugs as a kid. I'm going to create a whole fucking ecosystem based on that. Japan bugs are massive. Those Jaro spiders, little household spider, no. It's fucking huge, all right?
Yeah, they're terrifying.
They are terrifying. They're not like
venomous. I think they are, but they don't go after people.
Right, they're not, they're not aggressive towards people.
Yeah.
Now, if you just so happen to walk into one, it might not be a great
It might beat your ass. It might be like, the fuck you doing?
It's got 8 hands. We're back on 8s.
Yeah, that shit's terrifying.
8 fucking grips of death.
It's got poison bite, and it flies.
And it flies.
That's the worst part.
Well, and I told you about that other fun fact about spiders, right?
Don't care.
That technically there's a layer of them that exists in the ozone.
Oh, you told me about that. That's terrifying.
Yeah, so other spiders can also balloon too, and they just kind of float around. They've been found up to like, what was it, like a couple kilometers in the air. So you know how they have those silver weather balloons
they can just
that go up?
Stay there. Bro.
They've just found them on those. Like, they'll set up nests and they just vibe.
That's so interesting.
I just imagine like a whole bug war happening in the air above us.
Starship Troopers, bro.
Yeah,
right,
basically.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, so just fun facts.
So it's something interesting that has recently happened. My brother, he's growing plants, and with plants you have aphids every once in a while. Mm-hmm. And so he bought a bunch of ladybugs to deal with those aphids. Yeah. And they recommended to him to put in the refrigerator to make their lives longer, I guess. So apparently when they cool down, they last longer. And the ozone's cold. Yeah. So I'm assuming
the spiders just live forever.
These are generations of them fighting.
So I guess bugs, or certain bugs at least, have that trait where if they get cold, they just live longer.
Well, it's kind of like lobsters, right? Because like lobsters are biologically immortal. Mm-hmm. They will never die until they're ready to just die.
They're just like, I'm done. They just wake up like, it's the day.
But as long as they have something to eat and they have the space to grow, they will continue forever.
And see, that's what makes me worry about bugs, because bugs are only like the size they are also because of the ozone.
Correct.
Because like back in the day when there was more trees, there was more oxygen, which is why they were bigger.
Big.
So, yeah. That's also another scary thing.
So yeah, go to New York.
Yeah.
Try not to run into the giant spiders.
Yeah.
Spin racks.
I actually don't know where they're at in New York.
Like the island?
Yeah, like just New York in general. But
let's find out.
Where are the horrible spiders?
Oh, where are the actual spiders at? Well, they would probably just be wherever there's like massive trees, so I think they'd be more in like the northern part.
Okay, don't go to northern New York. In fact,
just don't go into the deep brush. Like, you can appreciate nature from afar. That's fine.
That's where the area doses are.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They've evolved from spinner.
We don't go there. But yeah.
We don't go there.
Yeah. Fun fact: I actually used to really like Ariados. Like, that was one of the Pokemon I wanted on my team, but they suck. And also Ladian. Okay. I really like that Pokemon.
See, I still like Ariados though, even though
you're allowed to like terrible Pokemon.
Yeah, it can't throw down. I was mad about it.
It really can't.
Because it has gloves.
Crushed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lady N does look like it could throw hands, like literally, because it's like it's got rounded fucking hands or feet or whatever. Like so it's like you said, 6 fucking boxing gloves ready to beat your ass.
Oh, so the park that they're going to be at is Randall Island.
Randall Island, yeah.
Yeah, so I have never personally been to Randall Island.
Right next to Rikers. No, I'm kidding.
Like, is it?
That would be terrible.
But yeah, so I just say, again, with that whole trip, obviously check the weather too. Because I always feel like 4th of July, at least here in Colorado, like, we get rain and randomness.
Well, if you've never been to New York, it is sneaky humid.
It is.
Maybe not so sneaky. It is literally
punch you in the
next to the
face.
ocean. It's pretty humid, so be aware of that. Just stay hydrated. I don't care what the fuck you do. You can drink anything you want. There's great bars and shit all around New York. But at least one drink, one water. Like, keep hydrated when you're out there.
It says it's supposed to rain there on Friday and Saturday, potentially.
As it should. And well, that could always change.
Yeah, New York is definitely can shift.
New York.
So, but yeah, I hope they have a good time.
So, okay.
It looks like it's going to be dope.
I think it'd be great. I kind of wish we were going.
I wanted to go. If I didn't buy this damn fence, I would have went.
The Pokemon specific to New York will be Klefki.
Okay, dope.
Which is typically only found in France. Do you know what Klefki is, George?
Not the top of my
It's
head.
literally your house keys.
Yes, it's literally just a set of keys.
It's a fairy type, I believe.
I have never seen that Pokemon.
Is it fairy steel?
I don't remember, to be completely honest. It's
like,
not important to me. It's just funny.
It's adorable.
So that will be out in New York GoFest. Then a shiny Ducklet makes its debut.
Oh, nice.
I like Ducklet and Swanna.
Yeah.
Shiny Ducklet is pretty cute.
Can Klefki be shiny?
Klefki cannot, I don't think.
Oh.
No, Klefki cannot be shiny yet.
What a missed opportunity.
Because it's a regional exclusive. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
but Ducklet can be shiny. It goes from its normal kind of light bluish to a pink. It's actually pretty cute. It's got like a heart on its chest. And then Swanna is like a beautiful giant swan, and it's got like a purple bra. It's really sick. And then...
Just so you know.
And then also Shiny Buzzwole will make its debut. Ooh. And that's before all the raids later on in the month. But Shiny Buzzwole, and I'm going to show George here. So that's what we're talking about. Like
oh my god.
The Bane bug.
It's got the Mountain Dew in his veins.
He's going to Baja blast you in the face, brother. Jesus. So those are some key things happening there in terms of debuts. You're going to get your costume Pokemon, so it's like the Sun and Moon EVs.
And I think they can alternate, so they can wear both crowns.
Correct.
Yeah, that was one thing I thought only Eevee had one crown, and I thought Pikachu had another.
No, there can be one of each.
So that's gonna make it even more of a bitch, because then people like myself are going to look for a shiny of each one.
Yeah.
And it's going to be annoying as fuck.
And then some people, like, when I was shiny hunting Pikachus, it was once upon a time. Not my greatest moment. But I did like getting both male and female because of the tails. So that's like another layer of fucking nonsense. George, I didn't know if you know this. I hate Pikachu.
He does.
I kind of got the hint.
A lot of passion. More than usual.
Look at that motherfucker. All right. But like Yellow version was sick, though. I loved Yellow version.
Yellow version was dope. Ahead of its time.
I love when you could bench your fucking Pikachu and then he would never follow you again.
Because you betrayed his trust.
Yeah, because he belongs in the box, bro.
Stop!
Anyway, and then you can also go... Oh, don't forget, like, I feel like this is a feature that's forgotten a lot, but do your snapshots when you're at these types of events.
Yeah, because there's Rotom.
It's the oven Rotom, yeah. The fire Rotom. He's cute, man. He's like a whole ass oven.
He's pretty
with
cute.
The face. It's gonna feel like that around here. So that's coming out, and then if you're going, it's gonna be a good time. It seems to have been pretty good with Spain and Sendai specifically. I think
like they were dope.
People's shiny rates were up, and I'm hoping. I don't know how the connection was last year at Randall's Island Park, but I can't imagine it's terrible.
I didn't hear it was bad. I just heard it was more of just the organization to get into the park was the hassle.
Right, because it's like a funnel. It's like
because they actually like check people to make sure like you should be there.
The singular butthole.
What?
Don't worry about it. So just think about 8. Now, so there's that. Because the issue that we had, both Chicago and even Vegas, was connection.
Yeah.
Chicago was a little bit earlier. This was before they had, probably 3 times more towers than there used to be, cellular towers. And then, but like Vegas, they had this pitiful Wi-Fi.
They really
towers. They tried. I get it.
To me, what I don't understand is Niantic has so much money now, right?
They got a couple bucks.
Why not just have like these mobile
a blimp?
Yeah,
give me a blimp.
Literally, like, do what your logo does.
Do the rocket balloons.
Yeah, just be up there, be ready to go.
Dude, that would be so cool.
That'd be badass. Just like them up. Just see the balloons everywhere. I could just see fuckery afoot, though. Just imagine it crashing. Because I always go to the dark places.
We take that risk.
Yeah.
Just imagine.
The
Well, I
kids
mean,
all
that's
be
what
about
that's
it.
what the Meowth balloons do, right? It's
Yeah,
just
there's a
like,
poster
they just
crash.
blow
Yeah,
away.
They just
blasting
crash
off
and it
again.
just releases
Yeah.
all the T-shirts for GoFest, and everyone's like,
There you go. Yeah, it's like a piñata.
No, that'd actually be awesome.
I've been thinking about hot air balloons a lot recently for some reason.
I just only thought about it because I think Annie tricked Shamson on someone recently.
That's hilarious.
And he was just like, it was just a fucking basket, bro. And I'm like, did you try to punch through? He's like, no, I just wanted to live. I'm like, I believe it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know why. It's like, it literally is just a fucking basket.
It is.
And then you...
All the underwater basket weavers, you're like, I pray you got an A+ in this class.
Thousands of fucking feet in the air.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's...
And like, you're not even hit with the parachute.
They don't even give you a parachute.
Yeah.
You're just like, you die, you die.
Yeah, they're like, good luck, everybody.
Fuck that. I would rather skydive.
Which we did.
Exactly.
Thankfully, that's done. That box is checked.
Bucket list done.
Yep.
I'd do it again. I'm too fat to do it again, but I would do
I
it
am
again.
way too fat. I think the person who would jump with me has to be negative like 100 pounds. A ghost.
I just like that my tandem was like 5'6", so like
Yeah, I was
on my
so
back.
mad. Anyway.
But so GoFest New York will be pretty fun. I don't know if you want to talk about that more. Also, Necrozma will be in raid, so you can be invited. Oh, I don't know if you can be invited.
You can be invited, but they can't be shiny, so I wouldn't recommend wasting. Like, get the pass if you have like a lucky trade you want to do with it.
Yeah.
But like, because the chances of getting a shiny during GoFest are pretty high, but not for remote raiders.
Correct.
And oftentimes, a lot of remote raiders get the false impression like, oh, I can get a shiny from this, and they'll remote raid passes since COVID has kind of calmed down have broken the Pokemon economy because they're really expensive and there's no real reason why they should be.
Yeah, it's
And
just
so
greed. Literally
people,
just
it's just greed.
Yeah.
And people go out of their way for Necrozma, but if you can't get shiny, just get it for the decks and then just calm the fuck down.
Yeah, you can wait until you're...
Like, it's nice because you can feed your... if you have rare candies,
feed 'em.
you could feed them to that Pokemon and it'll still stay within that type. So it's not lost, but it clears your inventory.
Yeah.
So there's some people that sit on like 500 plus rare candies. Anytime there's new legendary, that's like the Pokemon I'll just like overload and then I'll eventually power it up.
And Necrozma, I don't remember what exactly it takes, but Necrozma confuse with the box Legends of Sun and Moon. So it confused with the Solgaleo and then confused with the Lunala. So that's like the next thing too that people are excited about.
Yeah, for this, I don't think it legitimately will fuse with one of yours. I think you just have to get like it's like a star piece or a moon
you
piece.
pick which one and it'll...
But it could do both.
Yeah.
Like it's like the Charizard of legendaries. So it can have the two forms.
I was like, where are you going with
Yeah,
that?
for the Mega forms, like it has like how Charizard has X or Y. It's like the same thing for Necrozma. So it could be Solgaleo form or Lunala's form.
You excited for Charizard Z?
Is there supposed to be a Charizard Z?
No, I'm just saying because Legends...
I was like,
Legends Pizza's
Pizza.
coming out, and they're bringing back Mega Evolutions for it. And that means that they can do Charizard and Mewtwo Z.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, George.
I'm just upset.
I'm sick of Charizard too.
I don't want any more Charizard.
Get my Lizardons out of here.
Yeah, I want Meganium. I want them to do Meganium justice. Because Meganium is just getting beat up for no reason.
For real though.
Yeah. And
Where's the
she's
love?
lovely.
Where is the love?
Any dinosaurs, I'm like, help them. Save them. Love them.
Mega T-Tar. Or sorry, not T-Tar. Typhlosion.
Typhlosion would be dope. Especially for a Hisuian too. If they have like each of those have a Mega.
Did you know that Typhlosion is George's favorite Pokemon?
Is it?
Yeah.
Which, the original Typhlosion?
Yeah.
I don't think you've played Arceus yet, right?
No, I haven't.
Oh.
No.
Do you like Typhlosion when it has full fire?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
well, not when it's just like calm and it just looks
I
like
like both. I like it because he looks like...
he looks comfy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cozy.
He just looks like a rodent.
Yeah.
But
Kind of is just a rodent.
yeah. I don't know.
Isn't he supposed to be like a mole?
It's kind of like a hedgehog.
Kind of,
type.
yeah. I keep wanting to say Quetwas, isn't I? But I like him because, like one of the first hollows that I pulled from a pack was a Typhlosion.
From like Neo Destiny.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang. Many moons ago.
He showed me the card. It's beautiful.
I was just at like an antique shop this afternoon, and they had Pokemon cards there.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Well, the antique shop I think it was called like Brass Armadillo. I thought it was a food place because I was like hungry for food. I was just food focused, so I wasn't paying attention.
How's it go?
And then my parents pull off, and it's just an antique shop, and it's gigantic. It was really cool. A lot of cool shit there, but it was also super expensive.
Yeah.
Jerry almost bought a giant 4-foot long wood hanger because it was just random and funny.
Interesting.
That fucker is $720.
Damn.
And so I just laughed, and he put it back like, nah. Because he's at the cashier. He had 3 items. And I hear it. She's like, you hear the little beeps, and she's like, all right, that'll be $800. I looked, and I just walked out the building. I was like,
no fucking way.
Yeah, and then Jerry's like, how much was that again? Because he thought it was $40.
As it should be less than 40.
I would think max like $100.
Okay, bro.
No, and it was like, no, this is $720. I was like, you lost your fucking mind. That's a lot of Chipotle nachos.
Did they explain what?
No.
That's
like,
bullshit.
The people get to choose their own price, and that was what was kind of cool. It was just like a higher end flea market, but don't get to debate the cost.
Oh, it's like an eBay storefront almost.
In a way, but like people get to set up their own like aesthetic for it. So you have like these little. It has like streets, and you have like addresses, and you can set up your own little market, but you don't have to physically be there to manage.
Where the hell is this?
It's in like Arvada or Golden. It was super random. It's like off the highway.
Okay, we should vibe.
But yeah, so like I was just enjoying because my Pokemon thing was spinning the stops there, so I was just like, spin it, baby. But yeah, it was really cool. But there was a lot of Pokemon stuff there too, and there was like Squishmallows. There was like all sorts of stuff. But yeah, like it wasn't bad. It was just surprising. And with any of those like.
So how much? What kind of Pokemon cards do they have?
They had a lot. Like people had like whole boxes of things. Like I was trying to see if they had like older sets. I saw a lot of like the Halloween sets.
Yeah.
But then they had some like already pre-made packets for like $3, like 20 cards for $3. And they put like the holo in the front. But it's clear like someone already price graded them.
Yeah, of course.
To like whatever they wanted. Like here's these basic extras, and you just get $3 a pop.
Okay.
Which I was like, not bad. Like easy way to get rid of bulk. And I guess from what my dad was saying is like you could rent out like his space, and then have your items there. They know which items are associated with you, so when they check out, whatever your price is, like your monthly stall rate you like deduct your sales, and then whatever you get will be your profit.
Okay.
So I was like, that's kind of an interesting take.
Yeah.
Instead of having to do like the flea market where you're there in the hot fucking sun just burning alive.
Hot.
Even though that's where I was like last weekend, and it was fucking fire.
Always is.
Enjoyed the lemonade. I want to buy the lemonade stuff. Of course I did.
Of course.
They're upstairs.
They're so
in the
good.
fridge, and I'm scared to try them because I don't want to die. But no, we had the lemonade, of course, and I got like my prickly pear one, and now I just want to buy the little pumps. Because I watched how they did it, and I was like, oh, this is easy. I just need to buy the purees.
Yes.
Have the lemons.
Or make your own like this dude does.
You make your own lemonade?
I made a kumquat tea. And it's like Asian tea, so it's like a jelly almost that you put into a cup, and then you add hot water, and it becomes a tea.
Yeah, so remember like H-Mart you can buy the jelly teas?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he just made his own out of kumquats, which is like a little orange citrus fruit.
Yeah, that and key limes.
They're pretty cute.
Where do you even get those?
The Asian marts.
Yeah, we went to this place. I think it's called Little Saigon.
Little Saigon, yeah.
Okay.
They sell them there.
That's fucking dope.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thank you.
But yeah, so you can make your own. Like, you make your own purees.
Well, and now, like, I told you how
Now
we
you
have
know.
our Ninja Creamy. So now we can make ice cream.
Fuck
We did that. I think I told you we made, like, an Oreo protein one. It was fucking fire.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And now I'm like, I was like printing recipes at work. Hopefully they don't hear me talk about this one. But I was like, I'm excited to try some new recipes with it.
Alright, what Pokemon are you putting in the Ninja Creamy? You have to eat a Pokemon.
Obviously, was it Mole Creamy or...
Oh, Al Creamy?
Al Creamy. It's like literally a cream Pokemon.
It's a cake cream.
Yeah. It'd be a good one. And it's literally the only one I think I'd want to eat next to its evolution. All creamy or whatever it is.
Not Garbodor?
Not Garbodor. Garbodor I think is questionable consistency. I think the one that might be like a hidden good one would be like Jellicent.
Jellicent?
Yeah. Because I think maybe that could be good, and you have like male and female, whatever flavor that means, since they're blue and pink. I assume they have different tastes.
Probably.
I think those would be the two if I was to eat. How we get to that topic? That's just dark. It makes you think of Delicious in the Dungeon. Like, which Pokemon would I want to eat?
Yes. All of them, I guess.
All of them.
Gotta catch them all. Like,
I just feel bad because I've seen the one where they have like Chikorita and they're like filleting it, and it's just like the darkest thing. I'm like, stop! Because they like chop off its leaf, and that's like the thing, and then they peel like a banana, and I'm like, please stop! Like, don't do that. Or they'll do that to Squirtle, and they like prepare him like turtle soup, and I'm just screaming. They haven't done it to Charmander, but I think Charmander would be easy. He'd be a really quick death because you just put out his tail.
I don't know if he dies immediately if you put his tail out, though.
I would think he would.
What if it doesn't? What if it suffers?
Oof.
Well, I'd be a chop. It'd be super quick. Like, I wouldn't want a Pokemon to suffer.
Yeah, I just giving it a 50 caliber lobotomy. It's fine, bro. Don't worry about it.
Speaking of lobotomies, have you watched The Boys' new stuff?
No.
Oh, you should watch it.
I should.
It's been quite the journey. And apparently, I haven't watched the most recent episode, but they're like, there's a sauna scene that a lot of people were disgusted by. I'm like, oh, that seems like a day at CU Boulders, whatever. But yeah, I was just laughing because there was a thing with lobotomies that I didn't think I'd ever see on screen.
The beauty of The Boys is they push the boundary.
They really do.
Oh shit, dude! You ready for
what?
Binacle Spotlight Hour?
I guess, like,
No.
Why are you not ready for
I fucking hate Binacle.
Why?
Because I hate it.
Why do you hate it?
It's terrible. Terrible design. Binacle, Barkle, whatever.
That's literally what the animal looks like in real life.
Yeah, dog shit, okay? I don't care, man.
It didn't choose to be that way.
Well, it is that way.
Jesus, that's so mean.
I don't have to like it. There's 1,000 whatever Pokemon that's going in the dumpster next to Pikachu, bro. It's fine. And Snubble.
And Snubble, yeah.
Well, I know one of the questions I wanted to ask George, since he's here, is if you were to give a Pokemon an alternate typing for that Pokemon, it's still the Pokemon name, but have a different typing, which Pokemon would it be and what would you change? Like, what would its new typings be?
Type?
Consider very similar to like how they have like Alolan forms.
Mm-hmm.
How it was like Vulpix was fire, now it's like Ice Fairy.
Yeah.
So like, what Pokemon would you want, and what would you change it to give it like a new form?
Out
of curiosity.
So off the top of my head, just because I saw it in there, I would really like to see like an alternate Skarmory. Because I really like Skarmory.
Skarmory's great.
I was gonna say Fire Skarmory, but that's basically Moltres. So maybe let's say like a grass Skarmory or a water type.
Grass bird, kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Or water. Now, would you keep the steel? Like, keep it like an elemental blade bird?
Yeah.
Or are you doing like full on change to grass bird or water bird? Even then, you could even give it a different type, like a different dual typing completely.
Yeah.
I think for the design, it would have to have like some sort of sheen, but it doesn't have to be a blade bird. I don't think.
Sheen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you're a Skarmory aficionado. So
I do love Skarmory.
Like
That's why I was like, how weird. So
like
I was just talking about how I wanted like a mega form for Skarmory, and it'd just be like a sky fortress, and just rain down pain upon civilians. Very similar to fucking, what's the other steel bird?
Corviknight.
Corviknight, there we go. Because I think Corviknight's mega form looks amazing, or Dynamax form.
Yeah, the Dynamax.
Awesome.
Dynamax Corviknight is sick.
I think they're saying that's even like a feature. So Dynamax is kind of like the mega. It's the gimmick.
They get big.
Of Sword and Shield.
I like that one.
They big. That's where this Pikachu comes from.
Yeah.
And it goes
Pico, and you're like, oh my god.
Yeah.
But I wanted like a similar thing for Skarmory because I was like, I think that bird is dope.
I think the Mega Skarmory should just be like a fucking like a Zord. So 5 of them come together to form some fucking.
What if it was like a jet?
Okay, yeah, I'm down with it. Jet is the pinnacle. Like, you've seen this. Jet is the pinnacle of design.
It's
when
true.
it comes to flying things.
Yeah,
like
Latios, they
Latios,
basically
they
turn
become
into like
jets.
super
Pretty
planes.
much, yeah.
You're right.
Was it Mega Salamence?
Salamence turned into just like a moon glider.
It looked pretty cool.
And did you ever see its
the Paradox
Paradox
from
forms?
Scarlet and Violet?
I have seen
It's
hints
called
of it, but I haven't really looked at it.
Do you want to see it?
I would, yeah.
Spoil is.
Spoilers.
It's pretty sick.
Because I think I should have them at home.
What else is Jets? Either way, Jet is the pinnacle. So yeah, they form.
So basically, it has like its whole design here,
What?
and it's like its shiny form.
Wow. I actually kind of like that.
Yeah,
That's cool.
and it is like the terror from above. It just fucks things up,
It's so good.
and it's gorgeous.
I do like Salamence a lot.
Salamence is cool.
Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome.
You're Gen 3 or almost. We were talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
Favorite generation, what's yours, Jack? Haha. Get loaded.
I like gold and silver.
Gold and silver.
Yeah, I was a
Johto.
Johto
Johto.
I just really liked it. Like,
Interesting.
yeah.
Never-
Kanto would always be there,
Oh, fuck
of
Kanto.
course.
What?
What kind of hate is this?
What kind of hate is this? Bro, Gen 1ers are like obnoxious, okay?
Because they're the purists.
They're not,
Yes.
it's not even pure, dude. They like do
They
everything.
can't branch out. They can't see beyond the veil.
Nothing will touch my fire duck.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they're the
That's
ones
peak.
that talk to shit about the designs. I'm like, look at Muck.
Okay.
He's just there. He's a blob.
Okay.
He's just.
Or Seal. What is
I
his name?
love Seal.
No. Okay,
I know,
I
but
don't
Seal
doubt-
is not the best
Seal
design.
and Dugong are great.
Yeah.
But it's just like when they're like, oh, they've lost touch with being like creative with Pokemon design. It's like Seal is a literal
Seal.
named Seal. Brother, like, what are we doing?
And Dugong wasn't too creative either. Like,
Oh, it's fucking sick though.
yeah.
Yeah.
When they gave it Aurora Beam, that was Chef's Kiss. It was,
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the way to
Okay,
go.
maybe that was a little harsh. I'm okay on Kanto. It's just like it's overdone. Like,
yeah.
like
They
the fact
can't
that
go
we're still in
beyond it.
Rediscover Kanto or whatever in Pokemon Go, I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
All right.
And like
I
all
get
the
it.
all the forms always go back to like Bulbasaur and them. And I love them, don't get me wrong, they're the OGs. No one is doubting their status. But they need to give the flowers to other Pokemon.
Please.
Like legitimately.
Please.
That's why I was talking about like Skyrim and things, and that's why we've been bringing up like other Pokemon that kind of give focus to, because again it always comes back to fucking Pikachu or fucking Charizard. And I'm just like,
That's
cool,
Lizard
you
on?
guys are around, awesome. But I'd love to see like other legendaries get something dope, or like
Just anything.
Yeah,
honestly. They're-
'cause- I think there's a lot of cool legendaries. Like I would love, like now we're seeing with Scarlet and Violet, like the legendary beasts are getting kind of their redone, so they're
yeah,
getting
the Swords
like,
of Justice and the Legendary Beasts got a sort of pseudo different.
and
vibe.
they're sweet.
I like what they did with the Galarian birds. Galarian Zapdos.
Oh,
are
I really
Oh,
like that actually. Yeah.
See, that's one, and I want to talk to you about that actually on a side note, because I did a design a while back for the Galarian birds, because I wanted to revamp Instinct specifically, but I also want to do it for Mystic and Valor
Mhm.
to a degree, and give like, because I wanted to make a T-shirt of it,
That would be sick.
because it always focuses on the birds, which I'm like, that's great, but why don't we give the Galarian birds their flowers in
Agreed.
the design? And so I wanted to do that, and I wanted to talk to you about that, because I had some like mock-ups,
Yes.
and since you know more about the design stuff than I do, and I'm just like, because like Jess and I obviously design stuff all the time, like we've been doing I think pretty well, considering we're not like degreed in that, we're just like
Right. Like I'm adjacent.
Yeah.
Like, pseudo adjacent
What?
graphics.
yeah, it's
like it's my fourth cousin. Like
Yeah, like I would love to get more education in it, and I think that's why like I'm glad for like programs like Procreate or like Adobe.
Mhm.
I've been hearing all the fucker with Adobe and
Oh,
how
it's a
now they're trying to like
disaster.
claim like ownership over your designs.
Yeah.
Is that
It's-
correct?
It is. Yeah.
It's rough.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, I'm glad I still have the CDs, and I know they're trying to like, we don't want that anymore. I'm like, take those CDs from me, bitch, over my pride out of my cold dead hands.
Yeah, for real though.
Because yeah, I will never sign up for a subscription if they're gonna do that bullshit. Even though it sounds cool, like they have a lot of dope features, but I'm like,
do.
it's not worth that cost.
Yeah.
To me.
No, for real.
But. Yeah.
So you're Johto. You're
Gen 2.
Gen 2
Gen 2, Gen 3. But
so you've never played Heart Gold and Soul Silver yet?
Yeah, because that's what I was saying when we were watching that Discover the Mystery whatever one. And I was seeing the graphics. I was like, did this person like design all this? Because they did like really well. And you're like, no, that's from the game. And I was like, what the fuck?
So,
what game?
Yeah, I had no idea.
Do you still have a DS?
Of course. Sure. I haven't got rid of any of my systems.
If you want to borrow one, let me know. We have both.
I will right now.
I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
Like if you ever do want to jump into...
Yeah, I do. I just need to figure out when. Like, I still haven't even beat...
Scarlet Violet.
Yeah, like, I haven't even beat the expansions to the other games yet. And I bought them, like, many moons
And they were
ago.
fun. Like, I plowed through them.
Yeah. And that's what surprised me when you were like, yeah, me and Carl. I was like, damn it. Like, how am I behind
for the first time.
First time.
in
forever.
I beat a game. That was great. Damn. I'm also kind of Gen 2, to be honest.
It's dope. Like, my secondary one is Sun and Moon. Because I loved it because I thought the whole Hawaiian theme was dope. And that was where I really wanted them to just go crazy with it, actually building the Pokemon world with the actual world as its inspiration.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes me sad about a lot of the games is like they go back like Pokemon Za is going to be sweet. I'm looking forward to it. But I really wanted to see like Pokemon in Mexico.
Whatever
like
Gen 10 will be, yeah.
Yeah, Pokemon South America, because we focus obviously on Japan and everything like that. That makes sense. They're the ones who made it. And then we have New York. We've had France.
How do you feel about kind of the way that Scarlet Violet did it? So, because remember when Scarlet Violet was coming out, we were like, oh, it could be South America. We were really excited about South America. Ended up being Spain. Not bad. Spain's cool.
Yeah.
It is a fun game, but I would still, like you said, I would love to see a Central or South America or like proper Africa. Like, those would be great regions for Pokemon. But I was going to ask, because like Scarlet Violet had the 2 expansions. You had the first expansion, which was the Teal Mask, which takes place in Kitakami, which is Japan. It's actually like the Aomori prefecture, which is where they do all the apple juices and stuff that we drink. Best apples in the world, they're so good. But anyway, Kitakami is that region. So it's like they had the main game in Spain, but then like their DLC covered at least a smaller region elsewhere. To tie it all together. And then same thing with the Terrapagos expansion, the Indigo disc, went back to just Spain, and there's like a Unova tie-in there, so it actually technically takes place in Unova, like in the ocean, which is the New York game, the Gen 5 games. So anyway, so I was just curious, like how you thought about, like, is that a good way to approach it? Like, you have a main game still in different, so I'd still love a main game in Central America or South America or something like that. Well,
my whole thing that I wanted them to do ever since Gen 1 was have the SSN just take you over the fucking world. I eventually wanted them to like have a game where you can jump, and that's why I liked Gold and Silver, because you were able to jump between the 2 regions, and we haven't seen that since.
No, not really.
At least to my knowledge, because again, I stopped playing at a certain time when I was in college.
No, I mean, that's why I think Scarlet Violet was interesting, because you do have 3 different regions that you're jumping back and forth through. And so, like, but that was the huge appeal of Gold and Silver. It's like, oh, we already beat Red, Blue, and Yellow. Or Green if you're playing in Japan. But, like, we beat those games. Great. Gold and Silver come out. Looks awesome. Awesome new Pokemon. And then once you finish that story, which is great, and all the stuff in that is really fun, like you're guaranteed a shiny Gyarados. That's fucking sick. And then the rest of the game is fucking awesome. They're like, oh, by the way, you beat the Elite Four. Now you can take a fucking train or boat or whatever to get to go to Kanto, and then fight all those gym leaders again. You're like, fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah.
That was sick.
And that's what I ultimately want. Like, I want
because it felt like a continuity.
Put them all together.
Because it's like not that I needed to get to that point, but it's like what made the MCU so interesting in the beginning was like everything's so interconnected, and you felt like really cool to oh, I know that reference, I get that reference, that's really cool, it all comes together. And now we're just kind of sick of it, but like
it's because they abused the magic.
For real,
that's what they did.
But like Pokemon, like I think that was part of it, is like once you get that like really connected world, I think it's a lot of fun, and it's really, really fun.
Yeah.
To do that. So,
Yeah.
if you had to do a region, where would you like to see? Like in Pokemon, Gen 10 is gonna. So they're working on Legends Pizza, which will likely come out with the next Switch, which is next spring.
Mm.
They're working on a Switch 2. Finally getting a new console from Nintendo after a billion years. But anyway, so the Legends Pizza game will be coming out. And they're probably working on a Gen 10. Where do you think Gen 10 is? Or where would you like to see?
So I really like the South America. I would love that to happen. I think internationally, the only other place I've been to besides Japan is Thailand. And Thailand has a lot of like really cool culture or like culture with history.
Southeastern Asian culture.
Yeah. So I think for me, Thailand would be really cool. They could definitely bring out some interesting Pokemon from there.
What would you think of like kind of Thai, Indonesian, like fusion, maybe even Indian? Like I'm not quite sure if they would go that far as to like try to mash it all into one, but like something along those lines.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
I like the idea of having the multiple islands. I know, like, I would like them to go to, like, just somewhere off base. Like, I'd love if they just did, like, Madagascar or something.
Yeah, that's like
something just like... there. Or, I think the other thing I'd like them to do is if they did, like, Canada and then somehow linked it to, like, New York.
That'd be interesting.
And then the offshoot from that I would like to, if they could tie it into Sun and Moon.
Mm-hmm. And
then one more offshoot be like, because we were talking about the cards the other day or a couple weeks ago, Rainbow Islands.
Yeah.
And tying to that, because that was a card expansion that was just kind of there.
Mm-hmm.
It was like where Mew was like one of the first cards like in that thing, and I thought it was like dope.
Mm-hmm.
The Butterfree, yeah.
Yeah, because to me, I've always wanted to be like, because they've talked about it in Game 1 on Cinnabar Island, like the research that went into finding Mew. They never said where Mew really was. They just said we're looking for it.
Interesting.
So I would love them to have some tie into like the actual origins of Mew and go back to that time, and then maybe that's where there's more paradox stuff taking place.
Yeah, whatever that.
And you could find like other Mews that are there, like find the motherland of the Mews and then go from there. And to me, that'd be a cool place if that's where you could find like an alternate form of Mewtwo that like centered himself and was like, I discovered this on my own without people.
I have transcended.
Yeah.
I am Mew3.
Like that'd be awesome, and I'd love something like that.
Mew.
Because I think they're like, yeah, Mew's the origin, but we never talk about it again. We just know it's super cute.
Mew, Mew,
and it can fuck people up, but like we don't do anything else with it.
It's still my favorite quote from the first movie.
just
Mew, 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 Mew.
And he's like,
and then Mewtwo's like, profound. I get it now.
I understand. Yeah, like I think that'd be kind of cool. I'd also like that to kind of be like the reemergence of Team Rocket.
Okay.
Because I feel like I think it's cool. There's always some antagonist team going on.
The villains have been kind of watered down.
They
in
have
the recent games.
Because the last one was literally just like kids in a school just wanted to. They just were like, we
We're
want to be rebels, but they really weren't. They found their own family together, of course.
We hate math.
Yeah, and the professor is like, I'm gonna wear all these disguises to try to just sneak into the kids and figure out like where they're at.
Well, then even,
but we all know it's you.
Even Sword Shield, they're just like a simp club.
Yeah.
And then Sun Moon, I liked Guzma, and was it Team? Is it Skull? What?
It was Team Skull.
Team Skull.
Because they had like the cool dances and shit. And I was like, I vibe with that.
They're kind of fun, but still, they weren't like villainous.
I want like villains.
Though the villains in that were really the fucking Ether Company or whatever, the whatever it was.
And see, I want true villains back.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
why I want like Giovanni to be like, we actually stole all this shit, or like,
we run this mother.
The Elite Four you're going for, we destroyed them. Like we blew up the tower,
murdered,
and now it's us.
That'd
and
be
then
sick.
They're like, I would love something like that, or again, combine the other enemies from like past movies. Like, I was watching, obviously, I'm on, like, do TikToks and shit, and there was a dude who's giving summaries of, like, the movies, and he did
Like the
Pokemon 2000.
Okay.
And he's like, that collector
The collector dude?
we never see him again.
Yeah.
This dude just had money. He was taking Pokemon left and right. And he had the technology to somehow gather the legendary birds on his own.
Yeah.
And he had that flying fortress, and then he just left.
Where
Where is that man?
He had an HMU card.
He did have an HMU card. And where did he get that card? Is that canon in that universe?
It sure is.
What is going on?
He's in space.
But like again,
he's on Mars.
There's all sorts of these antagonists that are just left in the world.
Yeah.
That I'm like, where are they now?
I would love a proper antagonist or villain.
Yes.
For Pokemon.
And see, I think a cool one to come out would be like finding out Professor Oak was actually an enemy this whole time.
He's been running Team Rocket the entire.
Yeah, he's actually like.
You think you're transferring Pokemon to him? You think he's taking care of that shit?
Yeah, like how cool would that be? And like you enter in your old codes and he uses your old Pokemon against you.
Yeah. You just feel like
interesting. Yeah, that'd be cool.
You just feel the betrayal would be so sweet.
Yeah, it'd be visceral, and then he like kills your mom in front of you, and that's where Red gets like, yeah, it'd be dope. It probably doesn't go to that extreme, but like find out Mr. Mime is actually like a plant, like he's been there the whole time.
He's the industry player.
He's actually been like manipulating everyone else and pretending.
It's the only
like
way I'm playing content.
Well, and see, imagine there's an underground base in Pallet Town. Like, Pallet Town was actually the origin. And they call it Pallet Town because that's where all the bodies go, like pallets from the owls. And
So, yeah. I was just gonna,
we went on a dark tangent there. I apologize.
My Pokemon game was one, I'd love them to just push the bounds of, like, the RPG formula, just, like, kind of game design in general, because it's still kind of stale. Like, just the Pokemon formula. I think Scarlet Violet was a lot of fun. Sword and Shield were fun. Legends Arceus changed the game, and that was a lot of fun. And we'll see what happens with Legends Pizza. I think everyone's excited for that because of Legends Arceus. But I would love to see, like you said, they can build bigger games. They can go like multiple regions in one game would be really cool. Proper villain structure. Be really good if they got some cool, like really good writing in there for once. And then I would kind of like to see either almost expand on what happened in Scarlet Violet, but either go really past or future. Like it doesn't always have to be just like whatever's current. Mm-hmm. So like I'd kind of like to see that. Region wise, give me a Wild West Pokemon, brother. Like,
oh yeah, I just saw like in Magic, or was it Magic or was it D&D?
Magic had a Wild West set.
Yeah, and they had like Mexican orcs.
Yeah,
yeah, like they had the orcs, but one of them had some. I was like,
they had cactus cowboys and everything.
Yes, like that'd be so cool.
That set is cool.
And to me, that's where I kind of wish Pokemon would like. I wish they would work with like Square Enix for like Final Fantasy world building. Yeah. Because clearly Final Fantasy has the formula. They've been doing it. Or just let them develop
a game. Right. It doesn't always have to be Game Freak.
I know, right?
Yeah. Well, I think Game Freak, that's like their bread and butter.
They have like some other properties, but yes,
they've tried.
Pokemon is the only thing they
which
have.
Is fine. I'm all about holding to like what does it, but yeah, like to me, because that's something we were talking about like the last couple of weeks, even while playing during the different community days, of like it saddens me that every Pokemon game has to make a new gimmick when they already have so many good machines that they just abandon between each of the game sets.
Yeah.
And to me, because that's why I always hated having to learn all the new things. I'm like, why? Like sandwiches. For fucking Scarlet Violet. I'm like, why are we making sandwiches?
Bring back beauty contest.
And sandwiches are the only way the Pokemon are like, now I want to fuck.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make sense.
It's the only way you can breed in the new games is you have to make sandwiches.
You have to make sandwiches for them. And I'm like...
You picnic.
Like, we literally can't...
And then you watch them boink.
Yeah, we literally can't just say they're reproducing. Like, the old school, just put them in a daycare, let them smash. Because you have that in Sword and Shield. And I think the egg system there is even better. It's even faster. So you don't have to wait. You could just walk off the screen, walk back, and they're like, you have like 5 fucking eggs.
Yeah. And
you're just like, ding! Like, here we go.
Yeah, it takes forever in Scarlet Violet sometimes.
Yeah, it's wild, but like...
Some of the mechanics were definitely a miss. But like you said, they have good mechanics in other games. Just pull that all together.
Well, and they've carried some mechanics. So they've carried what are they called it? Mass Outbreaks.
Okay.
Mass Outbreaks they had from Legends Arceus, and then they brought that into the other Pokemon games to like some degree. And I was like, cool, keep that. That is a solid one because it's basically where the mass outbreak is like there's Pokemon of the same type everywhere. It's similar to like a Pokemon Community Day. And you hunt them until it says the outbreak is contained.
Yep.
Really cool
but
feature.
It's a good way to shiny hunt as well.
Yeah. Because if you could see, you could jump to multiple zones and you'll see it on the maps where you'll have like these outbreaks.
Well, they do those.
It's nice.
Yeah. Like, so they carried that raids, I think, technically started with like Pokemon Go, but
Pokemon Go.
They put those in the game, so that's in Sword Shield, that's in Scarlet and Violet. I would love to see like a proper raid against a villain. You have to call in people to help you take down like Giovanni or whoever it is.
Yeah,
like the boss, and they have like actual
be...
boss Pokemon. Yeah, I think that would be sick.
Yeah, like if they had the same tier whatever 7 raid bosses that you have, but those are your enemies Pokemon.
Yeah,
it'd be insane. Because like even now, like they'll have like certain high tier Pokemon that you need people with legitimate parties who know how to fight.
Yeah, you
can't just get Joe Blow off the street and be like, we're gonna battle this Pokemon and we're gonna take it. Like it doesn't work because that Pokemon will wipe you, like skull drag you into oblivion.
Yeah.
If you don't have the right movesets and you don't know how to time yourself and you don't know how to like. I think this has been the first game that I've actually used moves other than just purely damaging to like build people up.
Really?
Yeah, dude, I'm a blunt force. Like I'm just.
Yeah, just like why would I spend the time to boost my attack?
That's why I always laugh at Jay. He's like, no, I got to do this move. I got to like boost my special.
Yeah,
I'm like, or I could just beat you senseless.
The competitive Pokemon players are like fucking screaming at us. Right?
Yeah, because that was always my thing. Like I never understood. I was like, yeah, I have 4 moves, but like I have. Usually my strategy was like, I have one weaker cool move. I have a super strong move is always like my third option. My healing or like recovery to some ability was my second. And then I always had a normal. So that way, if something's there that was like, wasn't good with a special attack, I just blunt force you.
Right.
That was usually my 4 tier. And now I'm like, all right, I need something that I can recover. I need something that can lower their accuracy.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I've never done until this generation.
Okay, so you're learning game mechanics.
It's so weird. Like I don't like it, but I do.
9 generations and 25 years later.
Hey, I've been Pokemon Master multiple times.
Hell yeah.
The strategy works. It's just I had to fine tune it.
All right. Well, speaking of Pokemon Masters, we love balls in this house. That's it. That's the only thing.
Oh, okay. I'm
sorry.
I was like, valid. Thank you.
Do you have another question for the people as we're winding down here?
Okay.
Or no, I'm asking if you had another question.
Oh, fuck.
Or do you have a Pokemon related question?
Yeah.
I do. I wanted to ask you guys because I just came briefly in mind. Did you have like a specific Pokemon that wasn't like one of the strong Pokemon that you carried through one of the games?
So like
to the Elite Four? Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
So did I carry a dog shit Pokemon to the Elite Four?
Because you liked it. Like it was a cool. For me, it was Pachirisu. Okay. But he has a Hyper Fang, I think it was, and that was actually pretty good.
Hyper Fang's pretty good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Pachirisu, someone won a nationals with a Pachirisu.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Redeemed the Pachirisu.
Yeah.
Because it was when it first came out, it's like, oh, it's a Pikachu clone. I don't care. But then like it's actually really. I love Pachirisu.
Yeah.
Pikachu eats your fucking heart out.
For me, when it came to because Poochyena and Mightyena are which gen?
That's 3rd gen, Hoenn.
So 3rd gen, Mightyena was the one I took to the Elite Four. The main reason why, and I think I've shared this with you before, the first Poochyena I ran into was gold.
Really?
Like it was a shiny.
And I didn't know that, so I thought they were all supposed to be yellow.
All the rest of these ones
and
are fucking
so I
broken.
caught it, because my whole thing was like, whoever is my first Pokemon, I'm going to use.
Oh, really?
And so he showed up, caught him, and I was like, okay. And he was with me, and I was like, why are all these dogs gray? And I didn't understand it, and then I finally learned about shinies. I was like, oh my god, you were shiny this whole time, and he's just like, nice. Just hanging out. That's cool. So for 3rd gen, it was him. 1st gen, it was Butterfree. I always had Butterfree with me. I think just because he always made me sad in the game, like in the show.
Oh, in the show, yeah.
Because I literally played Pokemon Yellow like the show played
As
out.
the show was coming out.
Like I would stay in Viridian Forest until I found a Pidgeotto. Not train up a Pidgey. I found a Pidgeotto.
Really?
And would train him up to Pidgeot status. I'd get because I had like a fucking routine when it came to that game. I think by the time I got to Brock, all my Pokemon were around like level 24. Like I would just grind in the forest the whole time. Mm-hmm. So like if I made a gym, I think I would literally call it like Viridian Gym or Viridian Forest because I grinded there nonstop.
Nice.
That was like my shit. And then like by the time I got to Lieutenant Surge, I was at 36. Because usually I think Pikachu learned like Mega Kick or you could teach it something like that.
Yeah.
Or no, it was Body Slam. You learned Body Slam by 20 or 26.
Yeah,
and so he was then like a contender to Raichu, and I'd always have those two fight it out, just like in the show. Like I was pretty religious about that. I don't know why.
That's pretty funny. That's awesome.
But
so
yeah,
you'd say Butterfree.
So Butterfree and Mightyena were like the two oddball ones that I would always carry with me.
Okay.
Interesting,
for sure.
So
what about you?
Dunsparce.
What?
Dunsparce and Girafarig.
I can get Girafarig.
I love Girafarig.
Yeah.
Dunsparce?
Carla hates it. I love Girafarig.
What's wrong with Girafarig?
I love Girafarig.
He's just goofy. I don't know.
I love
goofy
a cool
Pokemon.
giraffe.
Yeah.
Dunsparce is just like, I don't know. It's just like, I was like, you're funny looking, bro. Like, you could just sit on my team. I don't care. It was really cool.
Nice.
That's dope.
Cool.
I was gonna say because like I actually struggled thinking about it. I forgot about Dunsparce because like I was like,
how could you forget
what
the boy?
happens? I was like, what happens when I build teams? Because like first one I was like, does Snorlax count? No, Snorlax is cool. It's not a bad Pokemon. It's not weird or lame. Yeah, I love Snorlax. So like, and then I was like trying to think of the other generations that I played. Like even with Scarlet Violet, I benched my starter immediately because I wanted to have Ceruledge. But Ceruledge isn't a bad or not cool Pokemon. It's fucking
super cool.
Badass. Do you know what Ceruledge is?
I don't know.
I will show you here in a second. Or Jack can show you. So the starter I did in Scarlet Violet turns into a Fire Ghost. It's an alligator. So I started a little Fuecoco and it goes up into Skeledirge. It's got this it's actually really cute. It like sings and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that guy.
Ceruledge is
Nice.
also Fire Ghost, so I was like, I'm not gonna have both of them. So I just fucking ditched my Fuecoco as soon as I could get a Charcadet.
And that's like his little baby form. And it's shiny because it has like the blue eyes.
The blue eyes.
Nice.
The shinies are terrible. I wish they would have
done. They're horrible shinies.
They did terrible justice to shinies. But anyway, like stuff like that. Like I replaced my Pokemon.
Cerulege's shiny should have been white.
I agree. At the very least, they could
white with blue flames.
At the very least, they could have swapped the color palettes, and it would have been fine.
Yeah.
Of Armarouge and Ceruledge. But anyway, so I don't carry a lot of lame Pokemon with me a lot, but Dunsparce is pretty up there. I love Dunsparce. The Dunsparce is also hilarious.
It just adds
a segment. Yeah. So those would be my two: Dunsparce and Girafarig.
Yeah.
So that's a great question. Thank you. Thank you for. All right. Well, we're gonna wrap everything up here. You got anything else for the people?
Just
Stay
be safe,
hydrated.
especially this 4th of July.
Be safe.
When it comes to like the noises, obviously there's some people who are sensitive to that, so just be mindful if you're shooting off fireworks.
And dogs.
And
animals.
Yeah, and also please just make sure stuff stays moist.
Moist.
So there's not fires.
Be moist.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, if you're in, like, because I know some of you guys are, like, in the Colorado area, you go up to Wyoming to get all the big explodey stuff that you're not supposed to get.
Mm-hmm.
Again, at the very least, water your lawn or something before you fire them off, because if one goes stray, you don't want anything to catch fire.
Yeah, there was literally, like, a fire behind my parents' house.
Yeah.
Like, in the last, like, 2 weeks.
Terrible. And nobody wants that. We
Yeah.
we can't afford fires in this,
No.
in this economy.
Not in this economy.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, Joji-san.
Yeah. Thanks for having
Thank
me.
you.
You're wonderful. And, without further ado, we love you guys.
Bye.
Peace out.
Bye.